Yo, welcome back everybody. This is the only crack that I take. It keeps me going. Whether I'm running on 8 hours of sleep or 1 hour of sleep, I can stay up as long as I want with just one of these little bastard. Super unhealthy, but you know what? It keeps me grinding. So this week should be fun. We should be putting a new transplant in that wagon. So as mentioned previous videos before, we picked up this motor and this is the transplant for that car. It is a B20VTEC I put together about 3 or 4 years ago with my younger cousin. He parted his car out because of state ref. We picked up the motor. His shell is for sale. Check out my Static Service Instagram for information on the DB1 that I got it for sale, where that motor came from. Big ass 18 wheeler just came through here. I have no idea why, because that's a dead end. But so tomorrow I'm going to swap the motor in, but today what I'm going to be doing is cleaning up the motor. It just has a lot of dirt and stuff from over the years of you know, daily commuting this car. Oh yeah. You can see a little bit of gunk built up a little bit right there. The engine has been sprayed cast aluminum, so I kind of want to bring that all back out. And pretty much what today contained is changing out all the items that is easier accessible with it out of the car. So we got the water pump, we have the rear main seal, and we have a Gates timing belt and thermostat gasket maker for the water pump. When we put this motor together, we had changed all of that out when we did so. It's been a couple years, but for my brother's peace of mind, we are going to put all the new stuff on it. I'm going to pull the tranny apart, check out the clutch. I know the flywheel is new, the clutch was new as well, but I don't know which clutch was in there, because when I did it with my cousin, we did a 6-puck, and then he changed it out because that 6-puck went out. God knows what he was doing, probably brake stands or something, but there's a new clutch in there. I want to check the meat on it, so that way we don't have to change it if we needed to, and if we did, then I have a 6-puck in my bin over there that I've been saving for an all-motor build. Other than that, we're going to be changing the water pump and everything else, like I said, just to have it all brand new while the engine is out of the car, because it is easier that way. So yeah, let's start taking some parts off the motor and installing all the new stuff on there. So as I am setting up my stuff to work with that engine, just want to run this by you guys real quick. So got a new water pump time belt for GSR, and check out this rear main seal right there. Rear main seal, it's $10.75 for the kit. The kit comes with the rear main seal, and it also comes with like the oil pump gasket, paper gasket, and all that. Now for us, we run, you know, gasket maker on the pump to the block, and this is the rear main seal on the flywheel side. And this kit comes with pretty much, you know, the seals for single cam, dual overhead cam, 1.3, 5, 6, 8, 2.0, whatever, right? So this 3 together is $10.75, and I told him, yeah, I don't need all of that, maybe I'll just grab this. They didn't have just this in stock. They didn't have just this in stock, and even if it was in stock, this is $23 by itself, but it's $10.75 with these stupid little gaskets. So I just bought the whole gasket set, paid $10, saved $10, and just tossed those guys because we don't ever use them. Then water pump timing belt kit, right? So I didn't buy the water pump Gates timing belt kit from O'Reilly's with the tensioner, right? So if you look at it here, here's the timing belt, here's the water pump. There's the water pump, there's the gasket. So with this guy, they didn't have the kit in stock. So with the timing belt and tensioner, which is all they had in stock, it was $67 with a tensioner. With just the belt, it is $18. So the tensioner is like over whatever the difference is. I can't do math in my head right now. The water pump itself is $65, right? But if I bought the water pump, timing belt, and tensioner kit together, it's $107. That don't make any sense. And then if I was to buy it as a kit, water pump, timing belt, and tensioner, they didn't have it in stock, but they had them all separately. I don't understand you guys sometimes. But I spent $107. My brother gave me $120, so that paid for pretty much everything, and Purple Power to clean all that guy off. So I'm gonna start tearing that apart now. My cousin did the oil pan gasket. You can see it's blue right there. So the reason why I took the transmission off is so that way I can flip it on his face to clean the bottom side as well if there is dirt. I don't know because I couldn't see it, but it has a new Exetti replacement clutch, stage 1 maybe, I don't know. But anyways, I got to take all of that off anyways, just because I have to change out the rear main seal, and I'm almost certain that it was changed out, but I'm gonna do it again just cuz. And then we're gonna get down with cleaning the block and transmission with some Purple Power. I also noticed that these were not studded. Not sure how I didn't notice it before, but you can see, oh wait, they all have been time serted, because I was going to time sert it because they were missing a few bolts in here, but they already time serted, so that's good. I don't have to worry about these. So now I'm gonna clean all of this. We are retaining the AC, which is in that box right there. This is the innovative AC bracket, which is what I had in my wagon a long time ago when I had a B20VTEC, when it was all motor, when it was left-hand drive, when it was just a simple ass car before this hooped. But I sold that to my buddy Billy, so we picked up another one. We are keeping AC in that car. If you guys know Tommy, LA Tommy, he has AC, and I'm not sure if he has power steering, but he has it in his EK, and he tracks it like that, or in his coupe before his EK, even though his EK also has it, but he hasn't tracked it yet. He drives to the track with AC on, he runs it just like that, and drive it home with no issues. I'm sure we can do the same. So I'm also gonna be cleaning the intake manifold because that thing is dirty somehow. I'm not sure with the fuel pressure regulator just yet, because the ECU, the motor, everything was in my cousin's car was tuned, and I have no idea if this did anything with the tune as far as adjustability where it's set at. But if it came down to it, I'll put a stock one back on as well, because I got popped for that before. I got lucky. Got the engine and trans on my spill plate, so all the gunk and stuff is not gonna seep onto the dirt. Instead, they're gonna absorb with the cloth and stuff that's underneath it while it is soaking, because I pretty much just sprayed the whole engine and transmission, alternator and all. I'm gonna break the clutch and flywheel loose. Not sure why this little thing can break this loose. Interesting. I didn't do that. Shout out to Heartbreaker.
Goddamn, I've been drinking, smoking,
slanging on the low. All right, so flywheel is off. Better peace of mind to do it now than later. Clutch is brand new, So we're good on that. ACT flywheel, that's also brand new. Great for all motor revving. I'm gonna change that seal out. All you really need is a pick. Kind of pick the old one, especially if you're just tearing it off to put a new one on anyways. I'm just gonna pick the crap out of it until it comes off. Then you use the old seal on top of the new seal and kind of hit the new one until it's nice and flushed on this back cap right here. And before you even do all of that, take your new one, make sure it is the same before you destroy that one. Got the new seal, press on. Clean the cover a little bit. I used a flathead and pried it out. It came with ease rather than the pick because the pick was bending. So now that that's put on, before I throw the clutch and everything back on, I'm going to scrub the motor as clean as I can because all of this right here is going to drip onto the clutch and I don't want to have to pull it off again to clean it. So clean it first, put the clutch back on. This is a timely process. So I just purple powered the whole intake manifold between the injectors and everything. Between the cylinder head, you can see the difference right there and right there. This was all scrubbed by a toothbrush, and then I squirted it with water and all the small crevices that I can't get to right there. I went to AutoZone, picked up some brake cleaner because that right there will get all those, you know, gunk out of there. I'm gonna continue scrubbing this with the toothbrush in the front and everything. Use water and purple power, and then last resort will be the brake cleaner for the front side. So yeah, I'll report back when I get this whole thing all scraped out. It may be dark by then, but progress is progress. Got the transmission on the outside for the most part cleaned up as much as I could. Ran out of brake cleaner and I got tired with the toothbrush, but the whole top side and the bottom side is clean. That's clean. The engine, you can see, nice and clean. I cleaned the alternator a little bit. That's clean. Everything here is clean. And most importantly, the front of the engine is clean. I took off the old, you know, sealant that was on there, which was red. Put gray gasket maker. I let it sit for 2 hours and I just tightened it down. The reason being is you let it dry up a little bit so it forms a gasket itself before compressing to the head to ensure a better seal. So now what I'm going to do is flywheel, clutch, gasket, that's all clean. Everything here is all cleaned out. And once I get these guys put back on, I'm going to throw a transmission back on. Seal, it kind of ripped right there and right there. I gotta wipe all these guys off. I'm gonna change the axle seal out another day, or before the swap, or before the axle, whatever, as long as I remember to do it. I'm gonna pull the valve cover off, strip it down, get that ready for paint, and yeah, night fell.
January 2nd. To find your nearest NorCal Honda dealer, ask any Honda driver, or visit NorCalHondaDealers.com. 0 to assigning interest accrues from date of purchase. Some additional restrictions apply. See dealer for details. On approved credit, dealer fees may apply. All new Honda vehicles eligible. Offer ends 1/2/18. Valid only in California. Change your rate. Holiday hams and more. Only at your local Lucky stores. This Wednesday comes
Silver Star Ultra Headlights. Star 1013 Bay Area Washington Highway 4 traffic eastbound at Pacheco. Multiple vehicles, left lane and the right lane is blocked. Left lane is blocked. Guidance
Got the valve cover off. I'm gonna strip that tomorrow. Got the belt off. So I cracked the crank pulley before I put the flywheel and the clutch on. I put it on TDC the single white mark on the crank to the timing cover, and then the both up on the cam gears point up, and this dash is lined to the head, just to make it easier so I don't have to turn it around or whatever. But yeah, so now I'm gonna pop this water pump off, install the new one with some thermostat, water pump gasket around to ensure seal, and then reverse my process of putting the timing belt back on, then the cover, and then the crank pulley, and then I'll put the transmission back on before I wrap it up for tonight. So I forgot to mention a little bit about my pump that I chose, which is a GSR. So it's recommended to use the VTEC water pump and timing belt when you're doing, you know, CRVTEC or LSV or whatever the case. The LS water pump, B20 water pump, has a smaller gear, which then rotates a lot faster. Gear ratio wise, it rotates a lot faster, causing air bubbles in the system. And if you look at the GSR, it's a lot fatter. Now, the bigger it is, the slower it spins, the less air bubble it causes in the system, which makes it easier to bleed, and so on and so forth. In theory, your car shouldn't, you know, overheat or whatever. I don't know, I might be talking out of my ass, but get a GSR water pump and timing belt. And if you're building a whole motor from scratch, get a Type R or GSR oil pump as well. Timing cover back on, crank pulley torque down 119, tensioner is nice and tight. I've rotated twice, everything lines back up at TDC. Now I'm gonna put the tranny on. Engine is done as far as tonight goes with all the parts that I purchased. My valve cover is on here temporarily because I'm going to be painting that tomorrow. And what I've done from the last clip, transmission is on. We are rocking with Hasport motor mounts, and we've been rocking Hasport since '99, bro. And if you guys fuck with Hasport, check out VTEC Academy with Brian Gillespie. I met him a couple years ago at IBOC at Lake Elsinore. Great guy, knowledgeable as fuck. We fuck with Hasport. My K has Hasport. My brother K has Hasport. This car has Hasport. The wagon out there is gonna have Hasport. But the reverse light, I put a sleeve on it. Same goes for the VTEC line because my brother likes to be kind of incognito. I'm doing wrinkle black on the valve cover, and I'm trying to keep it as clean as possible. If anybody got any leads on the gray spark plug cover, hit me up on my Instagram and let me know what you want for it. And yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna go pick up some axle seals, a thermostat, and I think that's pretty much it. I'm gonna paint this fuel pressure regulator cast aluminum so it kind of blends in with the rest of the gray on top. Other than that, I'm going to close the garage for tonight and continue part of this tomorrow. But tomorrow I'm also going to be making the video because I'm possibly going to start pulling that motor out. So I'm going to clean up, and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning.